Hey guys, Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the DC Multiverse Walmart exclusive, Black Lightning. Not to be confused with Black Adam, who has black in the name and also shoots lightning. Yeah, I'm sure that doesn't get confusing after a while. That said, this of course is brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys and wraps up the Walmart exclusive offerings from the DC Multiverse line, that I know of anyways, that aren't a bunch of fang-faced freaks. I took a look at those around Halloween time, and I looked at the Vampire Batman and Eradicator way back before my hiatus, which I'm not going to get into here. Already done that more than once now. That said, as far as Black Lightning is concerned, a very pleasant surprise. I was initially going into this figure thinking, oh, it's going to be the same body as Captain Atom. It's not. It's completely different as far as I can tell. Maybe it shares some parts with another figure, but I honestly can't place it. So, with that being said, let's cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review, starting off with Black Lightning's accessories. Comes with a couple little lightning hands here. That's fun. These are thankfully easy to pop off, much like the hands he has on him. And he's got an open hand for the right side, fist for the left. And as far as the regular hands go, he has a fist for the right and an open hand for the left. So they did invert it, so you do technically get all the hands without getting all the hands. But I guess it's okay. That said, he also comes with a collectible trading card. Am I holding this upside down? I think I am. Either way, there's a bio on the back that you can pause and read at your own leisure. And if I'm not mistaken, this is not the CW Black Lightning. Let's look at the front again. This is more comic book based. Maybe it's Rebirth or something, but it does not look like the TV show Black Lightning. I think his costume has less detail on it. But he does come with the hockey puck display stand we're used to seeing with all McFarlane Toys releases. And here's the figure. Look at the freaking proportions on this guy. Broad shoulders, broad chest, not a massive crotch gap. The waist is pinched in other than the belt. The belt is bulky as all heck. That's about my only gripe with this figure is the bulky belt on it. It does make it stick out quite a bit, but man oh man, did they actually give a crap when they made this one. Now the body is relatively simple. He does not have a ton of sculpted detail. And while we're on the topic of his body, here's a look at Captain Atom. And you can see that similar, vaguely similar, but I think Black Lightning is a little broader. He doesn't have the same legs either. You can see the boots are a little different when you get to the ankle. Very similar buck though. Similar, but not the same. If you're wondering, that's pretty much what you're getting for comparisons in this review. It's a DC Multiverse figure. You pretty much got one. You got a few, at the very least. But as far as articulation on this guy goes, double ball peg in the head. Look at that. You can look up pretty well. Doesn't have a lollipop going on. You can look down a little bit. Push a little more. There you go. He's got the tilt side to side, rotate side to side. Does have white eyes there. I was gonna say if he had more of a flat top, you could probably use it as Al Simmons' head. So I don't see his mask, although I think he's got it. I think he's got his mask. But either way, his shoulders go out to the side pretty far. They do rotate and have that cap in there so they can shift all around and whatnot. He's got a bicep swivel, which on him is very tight. And you can see it's hard for me to move. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna break it tight, but it's tight. Elbow, double elbow there. Crunch all the way up. Has some of the Cliffs of Dover going on there. He does have the ball hinge wrist, which, ow, pinch my frickin' finger. If you notice, I clipped the claws, which made opening this figure very difficult. Because of course it did. But he does have the ball hinge wrists, so they rotate. They do hinge back and forth. And they do have rotation at the base there. Or they plug into the hand. As far as torso goes, he straight up almost has an ab crunch. Clicks forward, basically. Then it clicks back, almost none. It does tilt a little bit side to side, and of course it rotates. It's not loose. It's not the tightest thing ever. I might have to pop him apart and see if I can't manipulate that a little better. But it's fine. He does get a little bit out of the waist too. It does crunch forward. It does crunch back. Not so much forward. You get most of that up here. So that's nice. As far as his hips go, kick out. Not exactly splits. Can I do it better with the other side? Yeah, I can do it better with the other side. Not loose forward and back, so that's nice. Not really loose in and out. It's just the diaper's cut. The way they cut the diaper, I think I mentioned this before, they put a little bit in the front. If they just cut that off, like if this was cut up to this belt line here, you'd be able to kick the leg forward a little easier. But as it stands, it's kind of tricky. He does have a thigh cut though. That works fine. He's got the double knee. That works fine. His legs are perfectly straight. He's got the ball hinge foot, so it rotates. Actually clicks back and forth, I think on both sides, right? Yeah, he clicks. So he's got a good ball hinge ankle there. He's got the rocker, then the toe joints. I think both of those click too. Yeah, they do. That one being a little tighter, so pretty decent figure, man. I dig him. Not perfect, but not bad. For first time in the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line. There are a couple of Mattel ones. I think I actually have both. One of which is from the Metallo Collect and Connect wave, which is one of my favorite Superman villains of all time. One of my favorite Collect and Connect figures from Mattel. So it would be nice if the Todd Father did give us a Metallo instead of just, you know, us having to use the Warhammer guy there. What's his name? The Necron Warrior. Talked about him a little bit a week ago because we did all his Warhammer reviews. But the other Black Lightning was in the Brimstone wave, which was for Batman, Superman, Public Enemies. And I think that's where the Captain Atom, the only Captain Atom that Mattel made, other than the Justice League one, of course, I think that's where that figure came from. So, you know, it's all connected. Look at that. Is McFarlane going to give us a Silver Banshee and that other guy? He was like orangish and yellowish, kind of fiery looking in that wave. A Brimstone Mega figure? I'm here for it because that old Mattel Brimstone is kind of fragile. I mean, say what you will about McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. You know, they have their issues too, but some of that old Mattel stuff does not hold up very well these days, and it's very nerve-wracking to move it around. But before we wrap this up, of course, need to bring in our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus, there, and the infamous 11 Spawn, who look quite good with Black Lightning here. I could see him hanging out with Spawn. That makes sense. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and I'm going to stand by my previous statement in saying that good old Black Lightning here was a very much welcomed and pleasant surprise, because initially, before I got my hands on this figure, I thought he was going to share a lot of the same parts as Captain Atom, who we took a look at yesterday. Again, check that out if you haven't already. Really appreciate it if you did. But in fact, it appears anyways that he has his own unique skull. Maybe he shares some of the same parts with another figure, but if I'm being honest with you, I can't place it at this current time. So if you know, pipe up in the comments below. I would love to know if this is a unique body or if it shares some parts with another character, because it's generic enough, I suppose. very well could be some reuse there, but at the end of the day, it's a very welcomed addition to my DC Multiverse collection, and I couldn't be happier with him. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.